Hello everyone, Todd from ELAN here, and today we're going to show you how to set up ELAN's second generation video over IP solution using the Configurator auto search and address method. The first step of this process is to set up all your video over IP products and power the system up. Once all the hardware has been powered up, you can then go to your Discovery tab, enable the scanner, and leave it for a few minutes for it to find the ACM module. Once the ACM module shows up in the Discovery tab, we now need to set a static IP address in the unit. Currently, we need to log into the web GUI of this unit to set the static IP address, but in future updates, this will be done during the install process. So what we need to do now is select on the hyperlink for the ACM module, which will launch your browser. And now we can log into the unit by selecting ELAN, typing in 3526, selecting sign in. Then we simply go to the settings tab and we go to the control network, we select update, we turn off DHCP, we enter our static IP address and select update. Now once this is done, the ACM module will reboot. Once the ACM unit has rebooted, you can now go back to your Discovery tab and you'll see that the ACM module has now moved to its new static IP address. From here, all we need to do is select Install, name the ACM module, and in future updates, this is where you'll be able to set your static IP address, and then you simply select Configure. Within a few seconds, you should see a Success tab come up, and you can now move to the Media tab to go to the next step. Once in the Media tab, we have three options. The first option is the Scan for Devices tab. This option is used when none of your RX or TX units have been addressed, and you can simply select this option and Configurator will start the discovery process by finding all the RX and TX units, addressing them, and then importing them into Configurator. The second option is the Import Settings tab. This option is used to import the configuration from an ACM unit if your video over IP solution is already set up. And the third option is the Reboot ACM tab. This is used to force the ACM unit to reboot. Now that we've covered what these three tabs do, in this example we're going to use the Scan for Devices option. So by selecting the Scan for Devices tab, the unit is now going to go out and scan for all the RX and TX units on the network. Once the Scan for Devices process has been completed, all the RX and TX units that were discovered and addressed will appear under the Sources and Zone nodes. From here you can select each transmitter unit, select the audio, so whether it's HDMI, analog or auto for each transmitter unit, the EDID for each transmitter unit as well for the attached sources. You can turn on CEC pass-through or disable that, and also set your RS-232 guest modes. Once we've set all the settings for our transmitter units, we now need to do our zones. So the first thing we do here is select the first zone, we name it, then we select Edit Settings. From within the Edit Settings menu, we can set the scaler of the unit, so we can either have it set to pass through or lock it to a specific resolution. We can turn fast switching on and off. We can turn HDR on and off, CEC pass through. We can also rotate the image. We can stretch it to fill the whole screen if needed. We can also define our RS-232 guest mode settings for that RX unit. And then we have our fixed signal routing. So if we have an IR path we need, so a fixed transmitter unit to a fixed receiver unit, that's set up in this menu here. By just going down, selecting the transmitter unit where the IR will originate from, you select that, apply it, and that will fix the IR route. This concludes today's video, and thank you for watching.